So the difference between implied nude and nude, let's talk about this. Okay, so when I say I don't do nude work, that encompasses everything but implied nude. So when someone contacts me for a job and they're like, okay, Tara, what are your limits? What are you not comfortable with? What are you allowed to do? And I say, well, everything up until implied nude. And implied nude is, let's say I'm fully naked, right? Like imagine me fully naked. Or not, that might be too sexy for the stream. Or terrifying, I don't know what your preferences are. But anyway, so I'm standing there fully nude, and I have my hands over my nipples, and I have my hands over my vajayjay, or whatever you want to call it. It's a terrible word for it. That is implied nude. But if you're not, if you're showing your nipples, areola, or anus, then that is actual nude. And then there's topless, of course, which is just like full-on boobs, but I'm wearing panties. And I don't do topless, and I don't do full frontal or rear nudity, is what I say. That's what it actually says on my release. I have a release that's like, you may not post anything that shows nipple, areola, da da da. And you know, the nipple is like the dot on the boob, and then the areola is the like circle around it. It's like that big or something. So it's like, boop, boop. And then this is areola, this is the nipple. I'm teaching you guys about female anatomy, as well as teaching you about the modeling industry and what you consider to be nude. So implied nude is totally fine. Like if I'm sitting on a sink, like from behind, and you can see my butt cheeks and my back is fully naked, that's completely fine. Side boob, under boob, all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get why the nipple is such a big deal, but I also don't get why, like, a guy can see, like, the full boob, right? And then it's like, that's kind of hot, but then I go like that, it's like, oh my god, it's so hot! Like, what is the difference, you know? I don't get that either. And, like, it's not like I can see, like, the shaft of a penis, right? And then, like, when I see the head of the penis, I'm just like, oh my god, overload with sexuality, right? Do I think all girls should be open about their sexuality? Absolutely. I think that every person in the world should be more in tune with their sexuality and kind of understand that it's something that develops from a young age, and it's something you should embrace. It's something you should embrace and kind of understand and get to know better. Because in my opinion, I feel like the biggest problem that men and women have with understanding each other sexually is the fact that women's like anatomy down there, you know, is kind of complicated, more complicated than a man. So women don't really get to experiment, and they're also made to feel like very, very like bad when they express their sexuality. You know, like imagine, like I'm just having cleavage right now. I'm not like naked, or I'm not like sleeping with a lot of guys, and people are still like whore, la la. And for like a sweet girl who just, you know, is a sexual being like everyone else, you know, that can be very, very painful and fucked up. So I definitely think that embracing your sexuality and being more sexually liberated is really important and something the community needs to understand, as well as the rest of the world. Because, you know, like, so as I was saying, the woman's anatomy is like kind of complicated. So she's deterred from actually experimenting on her body, finding out what she likes, and therefore when she finds a man or when she's out in the dating field, sex isn't really as important because she's not into it as much. And to me, that's like really bad. Really, really bad to feel ashamed of your sexuality. Oh, pro tip! Pro tip for those of you who are on TwitchTV. If you're curious about someone being the real one or not, like let's say I'm in a chat or DeMuslim is in a chat, all you do is click on his name. Here, I'll show you. I will even show you. Oh, the webcam doesn't work. So, here we go. Okay, so you click, no, not Cold But Kind, he's not a real person. You click on DeMuslim and you go channel. And then, see, it shows you DeMuslim's channel, and this is obviously the real DeMuslim, so. Pro tip, now you know.